He once ran a job scam in Montreal. Now he's back in town with yet another swindle.
And then I discovered that Harris Black, pediatrician, was actually Harris Black, the con artist.
Coming up, an On Your Side investigation and a warning for Montreal women.
Years ago, we reported on the story of Harris Black, who ran a job scam in Montreal. He was convicted of fraud and he was fined, but many of his victims are still waiting for their money back.
Now, soon after Harris Black dropped out of sight, he has reappeared in Montreal with a new, dangerous strategy. Todd, you've been covering the story since 2001, and you're back on the case.
That's right, Bill Mitz. It seems that his criminal activities are no longer just limited to employment fraud. We originally did 3 reports on Black in 2001, 2002. We now hear he is back in town since October. We have been tracking his activities. He has multiple court dates coming up in the next few months. But after investigating, we found out he has actually changed his modus operandi. We wanted to send out a warning to people, particularly to single women. After 18 months in British Columbia, Harris Black is back in Montreal.
CFCF News.
2 years ago, he ran Phoenix Enterprises, a job placement agency. Many people paid hundreds of dollars but got no jobs. At the time, Consumer Protection fined Harris, and he also faced 44 charges of fraud and was eventually closed down. He left Montreal to open a similar business in Vancouver, but was shut down there within a year. This time, instead of misleading job hunters about their future, he's misleading women about his past.
We ended up being intimate on a few occasions.
Sarah met Harris through an online dating service.
I was actually thinking that this guy was a gift. He was so great. I mean, he could do magic, and he made me laugh and told me jokes, and went dancing. He was great. And then this person is nothing. And then you sort of kind of question, how gullible am I?
Harris placed ads on several internet dating sites, selling himself as a pediatrician. This woman met Harris while she was researching a book on online dating.
It was very sweet and kind of disarming, really, the way he came across. And, the pediatrician part sounds like he's someone who's caring and also someone successful.
But there was a part of his past that he left out. 4 years ago, Harris pleaded guilty to charges of sexual assault and indecent exposure.
He's a creep. Someone that should definitely, be taken off the streets, or women should be made aware.
So we tracked Harris to this Plateau neighborhood.
Hey, sorry?
Setting up a fake date and using a hidden camera, we heard his pitch firsthand. Dr. Harris talked about his brand new clinic.
That would be cool. That would be...
I have an office now on the South Shore. I just got it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
So,
congratulations.
Thanks.
And you said you were working part-time?
I work at the Children's part-time.
Part-time. Okay.
We'll open up in January, and then got all these little sick kids coming in.
Harris went on to say he preferred having his own private practice.
Yeah. But I didn't want to work in a hospital. I don't make a very good employee, I find. So when you have your own practice, you do what you want.
Yeah, that's cool.
Take off any Friday or Monday or any week you want.
Yeah.
That's the ideal. So I want to know more about this.
If this guy sexually assaulted a woman who went to see him for a job, scares me to think what he might do to someone that's dating.
Gary McHugh is Harris Black's nemesis, a former private investigator whose own daughter was defrauded by Harris. Now Gary runs this website, harrisblackwatch.com, as a way of warning people.
I think they should know what they're getting into. I think before these women decide to go back to his apartment and be alone with him, they should know that he's got a criminal record for sexual assault, that he's got a criminal record for indecent exposure.
Over 2 years, Gary's collected binders of emails, addresses, and court documents all about Harris Black.
I was hoping he would come back and maybe get a job at McDonald's. It's an honest living, but obviously he came back and started telling everyone he's a pediatrician. So he obviously has no intention of going straight. And so hopefully with everything that's going on, the least we can do is reduce his number of victims. And that's why I'm still involved.
And thanks to Gary's website, Sarah found out the truth.
And then I discovered that Harris Black, pediatrician was actually Harris Black, the con artist.
If he's willing to lie to women about something like being a doctor when he certainly isn't one, I don't know what else he could be capable of.
In the world of online dating, exaggeration is common, but several dating sites are now working hard to keep Harris offline to protect their female clients.
They need to be advised that they need to be real careful, especially the people in Montreal, because Harris is back in town.
Cool. All right, thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to stay here.
Although when word gets out, Harris's welcome home may become a chilly one.
Wow, that's amazing. Todd, any word whether he's reopened his job placement agency?
Well, in fact, according to my information, no, at least not yet. But of course, he's not working, so there's no money coming in. That's something we'll be carefully monitoring over the next few months in terms of any new job placement agencies that might be opening up.
Look, this guy's been investigated by the Montreal Police Fraud Squad, the RCMP police out in BC. Why can't they collectively shut him down?
Well, Bill, the problem seems to lie with the justice system. The police can charge him with many different things. They have charged him with a whole host of things. But if the courts don't put him away, it makes it really difficult for them to do anything more than that or try to make it more expensive for him, a lot of fines. If they don't keep finding him, he may continue doing it. And that's why it's really important that we wanted to send out this warning, of course.
You're back on Friday?
I'm back on Friday.
See you then.
Thanks, Todd.